It's a great day today, but I'm knackered. Which is a good thing. I'm pushing myself. I did a coaching call with a client from Ireland from at 1 o'clock, 1 till 3. I enjoyed that. I've made I don't know 5 to 7 videos today. I drank a lot of coffee, 3 coffees, and I've been sitting down today, and I've really been challenging myself, pushing myself because I want to help more people. I want to make a bigger impact. I'm very grateful for the life that I live and the success that I've achieved, but I honestly feel like I could do a lot more. And if I don't push myself, then I won't be able to push and help more people. So today's live stream is about facing your anxiety, because really that's what everyone on this channel needs to do if they want to be happy and be successful, and they want to, feel good about themselves. And that's what I do every single day. That's how I changed my life 10 years ago, because I had bad anxiety and I felt stuck, depressed, trapped, lonely, frightened, ashamed. And I got to a point where I thought, I can't live like this anymore. Living like this is unbearable, it's painful. And I made a commitment to myself after listening to a Les Brown motivational message. And Les Brown said a couple of words which moved me, made me cry. I cried not in a weak way, but in a way of like a relief, passion. And Les Brown said, "You will fail your way to success." And what that said to me is I have permission to fail. I finally have permission to fail, and I don't need to feel ashamed about it, and I don't care what people think. And it changed my life. Good evening. Good evening, the Great White. So, listening to Les Brown's story and his words, it's hard to really put it into words what it done for me at that particular time, and what I was able to go on and achieve, not just myself, but with helping so many people. So among all those different emotions and everything else, it came down to one thing, and that was facing my fear, facing my anxiety. So any questions you guys have got, let me know in the box. That's good. Breathing is important, so that's great that you figured that out. That's one of the most obvious advices. Like I've said in my videos before, sometimes the simple stuff, people overlook it. So definitely breathing is a fantastic exercise for reducing anxiety and feeling more relaxed in all social situations. So well done for doing that and being successful. Yeah, I had a lot of coffee today, so drinking 3 strong coffees is a great challenge if you want to practice fear and anxiety, because when you drink coffee, it's interesting, it can make you feel anxious, and you have all this adrenaline and excitement. One of the practices that I actually do, I don't go out my way to do it, but if I have too much coffee, which I did today, I'm not complaining, I will sit like I'm doing now, and I will feel all these emotions in me, like a coffee anxiety, and I will practice what I've always practiced through coaching people doing things that are kind of scary. I'll practice being calm. So of course I'm going to you feel the emotions, you feel the adrenaline, you feel anxiety, fear, excitement, stress, but you practice breathing and you tell yourself, I'm not going to die, I can handle this is fun, this is exciting. It's like going on a scary ride, or it's like going in the boxing ring and doing sparring. There's part of you that wants to run out, but you practice centering and staying still. Yeah, some people do get anxiety. I don't get anxiety all the time when I have coffee. It depends on the strength. Today I went a bit overboard because I knew I was going to be here the whole day. I committed myself to coaching a client and doing this, but I love it. I'm not complaining. But yeah, I would say for people that have got bad anxiety, if they drink coffee and it makes you anxious, then probably a good idea not to drink too much. I have 3, which is probably too much for me. But at the same time, like I said, probably the best teaching, the most helpful teaching that I've found is learning to be calm when you feel anxiety and control it on the inside. It really is a mental thing, and it's mental and emotional strength, because when you feel fear or you feel anxiety or you feel stress or you feel in the spotlight or judged, your instincts tell you that, you know, that you're going to die, but you won't die. You practice sitting in it and staying in it, and that's how you strengthen yourself over time. These skills are life-changing. Unfortunately, they don't seem to teach these in schools and university, which is why so many people struggle to live their dreams, because it's all good and well having knowledge and reading books and passing exams. I'm not knocking that entirely, but if you don't have the confidence and the strength and the tools to manage fear and anxiety, then you're not going to live your dreams in your life. You're just not. Another good practice, which I teach my clients, and I've learned this myself. Again, it's very difficult, but that's why it's valuable. To make yourself, for you to choose to face your anxiety, because if you wait for your anxiety to go away, it's never going to go away. Sometimes I know people are waiting for the right moment, and sometimes it is the right moment, but generally with this body of work that we're talking about today, there's no perfect moment. So there's no point waiting for a six-pack until you face your anxiety, or waiting for financial freedom, or waiting to be confident, or waiting to meet the girl of your dreams. You've got to take action now. And, you know, David Goggins sums it up quite beautifully, and he said in his story that he found strength and power in the filth. And that's exactly what I did, because when you don't feel good, you feel like you're in filth. Your emotions are heavy and they don't feel very nice. But if you can take action from that place, you get out of it. Cheers, Frank. Appreciate it, man. Better late than never. I appreciate the words. Yeah, I had a great birthday, by the way, guys. I spent my birthday in Germany, Hamburg, and I loved it. It was a dream come true for me, because it was the first time I traveled alone on a plane. So I faced a big fear. It wasn't that scary. I had a great time there, and it was just unbelievable, so I appreciate it. Wow. So any questions you want to ask me, guys. And I am just, hold on a second, I'm trying to find a way of holding this up. My arms are hurting me from holding this phone so much. A little phone can feel heavier than the weight after a while. Where can I put this? How to manage anxiety. Well, the first thing is you got to wanna manage it. Amazing, happy for you. Mine was on the 13th this month. Oh, awesome, man. You September as well. Happy birthday to you, mate. You're Virgo as well. Well, the way that you have to want to manage anxiety. The second way, the only way you can manage anxiety is by putting yourself in situations which trigger anxiety. So most people make the mistake of wanting to manage anxiety without feeling it. So you only really get good at managing anxiety by putting yourself in situations which make you feel anxious. And that's the practice that a lot of people avoid. But I'm going to be more positive today. My clients are doing it, I'm doing it, I know a lot of you are doing it, and I know you'll continue to do it. Should we go for a walk, guys? You know, let's go for a walk. I know we're going to walk this coffee off. It's all right, we've got the connection. So, there's nothing better than exposure. It's the best that we have. And, you know, I've been teaching it for 10 years and it works. It's not going to go out of date anytime soon. Obviously, there are other things that you can do. There's supplements, but they're not going to beat the real thing. And that's why lots of men are not living their purpose in their dreams, because they're not doing exposure therapy. Yeah, I recall the first time that I started speaking to women, I was petrified. I was nervous, I was anxious, I was awkward, and I remember, I used to get nervous, and I just kept pushing and going through it. So I did exposure therapy, and it worked. Well, that's it, man. Listen, if it wasn't challenging, you wouldn't grow, you wouldn't appreciate it. If it was easy, then everyone would be living their dreams. And it would be nice that everyone would be living their dreams, but the reality is very few are, because it's difficult and people want easy things. People don't want to go through suffering and pain, but we change our mindset. I want to go through difficulty, obviously a certain amount of suffering that I can bear, thank God, but because I know the consequences and the rewards. But one thing I've realized, right, I can't coach someone who is not committed. If they don't have the hunger and the passion, there's nothing I can do. I have to accept that. So you've got to have the desire. So some of you have asked me questions like, how do you overcome your anxiety with women? How do you overcome it with people? How do you overcome it with life? You have to have the desire. And that's what changed my life for many years, because for many years I didn't have the desire. I didn't have the guts, I wasn't committed until I got to rock bottom. And I remember sitting in my flat and I used to have thoughts of wanting to kill myself because I was so depressed. I had such low self-esteem. I was so ashamed, I was so angry at myself. Part of me hated myself. So when I heard that message from Les Brown, and he said, you know, he was called the dumb one at school, he felt ashamed. People put him down, they laughed at him, but he transformed his life. And when he said, "Your failure way to success," it liberated me. And that's when I went, I said this, I said a lot of my videos, that's when I said, I can't take this no more. And it was a great affirmation. It wasn't being a victim. What I was saying to myself is, I'm not having this anymore. I'm not being scared anymore. I'm not being a coward. I'm not being depressed. I am coming outside my house and the journey starts from this day onwards, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not going to stop till I'm successful. And if I get embarrassed and I make a fool of myself and I fail, I can live with that. But I'm not going to sit here and not do nothing and try it. And that's the journey I went on, and it transformed my life. I went from a guy who was I was such an insecure person. I had no confidence. I cared what people thought about me. I couldn't achieve any success, and I just transformed over time. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for me. I got rejected. People put me down, people laughed at me. I didn't always believe in myself, but through a process of continuation, of practice, of hunger, of commitment, of setting goals, I was obsessed with personal development. I lived and breathed it, and I found my purpose in life, which is doing what I'm doing now, which is coaching people. So anyone who's committed to positive change can make the changes. But you have to be willing to go through the suffering and the pain and the aches and the rejections and the dark times. You know, if you want good and you want great things, you've got to go through the challenges and the trials and tribulations. And when you're willing to go for it and you physically are willing to go for it 100%, there's no one that can stop you from being successful and overcoming your anxiety and living a life of purpose. You know, living a life of, as Les Brown says, a life of contribution. Because when you're successful and you're happy, it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits so many people around you. So that's what's so great. It's a great feeling when you succeed and you feel good about who you are, and you can change people's lives or you can inspire people in more ways than one. It makes life worth living. And then you look back and say, I'm not ashamed of my story. I'm not ashamed of the fears or the insecurities or the things that happened to me at school growing up, because without those things, I wouldn't be happy now living an amazing life. There we go, my story again. Oh, it's good. We can run this coffee off. I've realized as well, I do this with my clients, I do it myself, it works. We have to go over things again and again, because the way our minds work is we have these negative thoughts, these schemas, these beliefs, and they're very, very strong. So we have to affirm again and again that it's possible, that we can live our dreams, that it's possible, we can do exposure therapy, that it's possible, we can get beyond the limitations of our own thoughts, our own mind, the negative opinions that other people have put on us, sometimes even our family members put us down, school teachers, friends, our own limiting thoughts. We can get beyond that, and we can have a good self-esteem, and we can live a life of purpose, we can live a fearless life, and we can be better people, and we can be happy. And we can change our circumstances by changing the way that we think, changing the way that we act, and be more courageous. It's pretty simple when you get down to it. It's not rocket science. You set goals, you make a commitment, you face your fears, and you listen. One of the things that I live by over for 10 years now, anytime I get rejected, anytime I get hurt, anytime I fail, anytime I feel ashamed, anytime I feel discouraged, I work harder, I get more motivated. Most people, unfortunately, get demotivated when they fail. They're working in a sales job and they don't get a sale, they get down, they feel defeated, they quit, they stop, they lose enthusiasm. Most people, if they go through dating and they get rejected and they get hurt, disappointed, they lose enthusiasm, they quit. And that's why they don't get the success. But successful people, of course you feel hurt, we're human. They get motivated, they get passionate, they get inspired, they get driven, they get educated, and they put their hand up and they ask for help when they need it. And that's another important thing with all this. You have to not let pride get in the way. You have to ask for help when you need it. Get a mentor, speak to smart people, speak to people that are living their dreams. Don't speak to people that are negative and toxic and that are crabs in a bucket and trying to hold you back, because that's one of the biggest challenges that my clients face and that I faced. You know, being around negative people, being around people that are trying to stop you from growing. So all these lessons that you learn from the one simple, constant truth, which is when you take action on your anxiety. Well, I'll explain something. It's harder to give up than it is to continue, because there's times where we all face where we think this is hard, I can't do this no more, I want to quit. But if you quit, you've got to live with the pain and the consequences of being a coward and giving up and being weak. And that's agony. That's absolute agony for a lifetime. Whereas if you keep pushing through it, even though it is hard, I'm not doubting that, and it is painful and it is scary and it's extremely uncomfortable at times, you get the reward in the end. And there's one word that we don't always like to accept, myself as well, but we get better with practice: patience. You know, it doesn't come overnight. People have got an idea that you just, you know, you get a teacher or you read a book and then your life changes in one day. Listen, on my weekend program, which is 2 days, the experience that you have can open you up to giving you the tools to change in your life for the next 30 to 40 years. But you're not going to completely change in 2 days. It's going to take several months, a year. But if you start today, as Les Brown says, I love this saying, you don't have to be great to get started, but you've got to get started to become great. So now is the time to start. Most people say, I'll do coaching next month. I'll start a business when I'm 30. They say that when they're 25 and then it never happens. Oh, when they're 35, when I'm 40, I will, try and fall in love. It's all the trick of the fear. So you have to be aware of how fear deceives you. And sometimes you need a teacher to show you that, because as Les Brown says, you can't see the picture when it's in the frame. Sometimes we think that we know better, but we don't always know better, because we protect ourselves from being hurt, from being afraid. So all these things you have to learn, but I'm going to make it simple for you. I've deviated, I've gone on lots of tangents about different things that you need, but you only need to do one practice to start with, and that's face the anxiety. The mind always comes in and says, yeah, but what about that? But what about that? But what about that teacher? What about that book? What about this? Too much intellectualization. Then you become an intellectual coward. You've got all this information, you've read all these books. That's great, I'm not knocking that. But then you got no balls. Then you've got no guts. That's why, you know, lots of men, I'm trying to calm down now, I get really passionate. I don't want to overdo it. You know, that's why guys are not living their dreams, because they're too much theory, too much watching videos, too much watching Netflix, too much having debates, too much quoting and tweeting and all this stuff on social media, but not living it. You have to live it, and you can only live it by taking action and facing the anxiety. And it's not like, oh, I faced my anxiety today, I've done it. It's like, no, it's today, it's the next day, the day after that, it's forever. I've got to face my fear and anxiety forever. And I love that. A lot of people hear that and say, oh, that's negative. They want to remove the anxiety. They don't want to challenge. That's not the kind of life I want. I tried that life, and it's not good. It's not realistic. Nope, don't cancel the live stream. It's the last thing we want to do. Right. One thing that we all need that keeps us going, definitely keeps us happy and driven. Can you guys guess what it is? I remember hearing Anthony Robbins say it, and he was 100% right. One thing that we all need on a daily basis. It's not massive, but it's hugely important. And this is something that happens to all my clients when I coach them. If it didn't happen, I wouldn't waste my time doing my job. I wouldn't be good at what I do. Guess what it is, guys? Let me know. It begins with P. It begins with P. Let me know. It's one thing that we need to see on a daily basis in order to keep going and to grow and to be, you know, and to feel good about ourselves. What is that one thing? I'm sure you guys are smart. Well, I know you guys are smart. One thing. I'm going to tell you what it is now. No one's going to get to it. We need... Okay. All right. Pain? No. But that's important as well. Progress. We need to see progress in our life. Just a small amount. We need to see progress. Yeah, it's good to be honest. Always... Listen. This is the values that change my dating life of women. Honesty. Respect. Love and being yourself. It's simple when you get down to it. When you face the fear and you stop protecting yourself and you respect women and you're kind and you speak from your heart and you keep it simple and you say what you feel within being respectful, you get results. Simple. Simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy, because the mind makes it complicated and you've got to get past all the fears. I appreciate you guys for coming on, by the way. You guys are great. I've always appreciated, from the first day I started right up until now, the support that you guys give me is second to none. Second to none. Couldn't put a price on it. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't from the support that all you guys give me. And I'll also say the criticism as well. If I didn't have critics, and you're always going to have critics when you're successful and you're living fearlessly and you're helping people. Without the critics and the support, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know where I'd be in my life. I've got no idea, but it wouldn't be living my purpose. All right, hold on a second. So I want to go through, is there a way I can just put this phone on the wall and speak? Because my arms feel like they're going to fall off. I don't want to shout outside someone's house. Midnight motivation. Just to lean this phone up. All the weights I've been doing. Okay, simple science, things that have been around. What helps you to face anxiety and build mental toughness? The gym, training. That's why I put the boxing videos up. Weight training. Boxing, running, cardio, exercise. Again, it's so simple. Most people are going to overlook it and say, yeah, I already know that. Yeah, you know that, but are you doing it though? I'll ask the question to all of you. I'm not judging you, but we're getting down to, we want to help you. Are you working out regularly? Are you training? Are you doing some exercise?
I want to believe that you are, and I wish all of you are. I guarantee most people on this channel don't work out regularly. That's why they're not making the progress that they could be making. Without training and exercise, I wouldn't have got to where I got to. I wouldn't have got out the mental health problems. Excellent, working out. That's great, man. I'm always excited when guys are training because I know what it's done for me. It's life-changing. And if you just follow the successful people and you look at the way they live and their habits, pretty much all of them, I know not all of them, but the majority of them work out. That's great, Adam. You do running and boxing. That's just second to none. You're doing it. That's fantastic. So a lot of people are doing it. Hopefully the ones that are not doing it will see the people that are and they'll do it. So that really helps. Training, working out. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Of course, the simple ones. I know it's not always easy, right? Because everyone has different situations, but spending time with family, loved ones, friends, you know, being around good people. I'm not saying you got to be around family and friends every day, because I know a lot of people, you know, you like your space. I like my space as well, but you know, at least once in a while, being around your family, spending quality time. This reduces anxiety, increases self-esteem, love, keeps your mental health good, and helps you to stay connected. Definitely good food, 100%. I was going to come to that. Well done. Having a good diet. Yeah, the motivational videos on YouTube are fantastic. Yeah, of course, giving up addictions. You know, we've all got addictions, so if you can gently and kindly, without judging yourself, if you can remove the addictions from your life, whatever they may be, it's different for everyone. You go to another level spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And that's another part of being successful. It's being disciplined. You know, when you go through these things, it sounds like, oh my God, it's a lot of stuff. It's intimidating. I've got to be perfect. But you don't have to be perfect. None of us are. I'm certainly not. But that's not an excuse to not be the best that you can be. And you can really make progress. So you improve your diet. You start training. You set goals. You spend quality time with people. You try the best you can to be kind and treat others with respect. You try and be as honest and truthful as you can. And you face the anxiety, and then you start to see improvements as your lifestyle improves, your mindset, and things will start to improve, go from strength to strength. Right. See, today we've already made progress, and that's what we need regularly. Patience as well. I'm realizing that the more I'm coaching people, because you know, when you're working on improving your life, we all go through stages where we think, well, why isn't it not happening enough? I appreciate Adam. I like those videos as well. Maybe more to come. So, you know, things take time, as I said, and you know, impatience is part of being human. I'm trying to find a solution. I'm going to be honest, I don't have all the solution for that. The best thing that I've learned is focus and enjoy the process, and you stop looking at time, and you keep looking at the results, and you enjoy it. That's what takes away the pain of being impatient, and that inner conversation which says, why isn't it happening quick enough? Why is it taking so long? Why aren't I getting the right relationship? Why aren't I making progress in my finances or my physique? It's because you're analyzing it too much, and you're being impatient, and you're creating that suffering. So you've got to forget about it and just keep going. Let's have a read of this. All right, Bobby, good to see you. Evening. Yes, anxiety is, listen, fear and anxiety can be your best friend or worst enemy depending on how you use it. When you're facing the anxiety, you love it. I love anxiety when I'm facing it. But if you don't face the anxiety and you isolate yourself and you stay at home and you avoid people and you stop challenging yourself, then you're going to absolutely despise it, and you're going to be living in agony, and you're going to hate fear, you're going to hate anxiety, and you're not exactly going to feel great about yourself. So anxiety and fear is energy. If we don't use energy, it will use us in a very negative way. And that's why a lot of men feel stuck, trapped, afraid, angry, isolated, pessimistic, resentful, because all of the energy and anxiety gets clogged up in our body, in our psyche. Hence, when we go to the gym and we hit the punch bag, it's therapy. We get the anxiety out, we get the stress out, we get the anger out, and then we feel lighter. Like one of you said earlier, we can breathe better, and we feel a lot better. That's great, man. Do you know what, Adam? That's huge progress that you've made. I know how hard that is to do what you've done. So the fact that you're doing it really says a lot about the progress that you're making. And obviously, I don't know if I've met you in person, but I've got a lot of respect for you, because that takes a lot of courage. And that's the message I've been saying on this channel since 2012. You know, like what you said, we all say the same thing, but it's a great story. I never get bored of hearing it. I love speaking to clients or people and they say, you know what, it was so hard for me. I was so nervous, I was afraid, but I did it, and now I'm in a better place. And that's my story to the world. It was hard for me. It really was. It was no more easier than it was for you guys. It was exactly the same. Oh, awesome. We did boxing at the St. James's Park. That's great. Well pleased that you're doing it. Do you know what I might start doing, guys? Sorry, my voice went funny there. It's the coffee. Well, I'm doing it right now. I may start doing a weekly live stream when I've got time, and we go for walks, especially with the winter coming. You know, a lot of people complain about the winter, right? I understand it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let weather dictate my happiness. I love the winter because I appreciate the summer. The summer's hot. The winter's a time to cool off. I'm going to get my nice long jacket, put some warm clothes on, get my phone out, go on some long walks, and have a great chat with you guys and do some live streams. Winter live streams on the street. Do you think men take less risk nowadays? Unfortunately, yes, 100%. You know, I'm going to be straight with you guys as well. I don't just think it's men, I think it's people in general. But I know where you're coming from as we're speaking about men. Same for men and women. Today, take less risks because of fear. But hopefully we're going to change that, because the example that you set and the life that you live, sometimes we don't realize it. You're going to affect the other person in a positive way. Yeah, to answer your question, absolutely. That's why so many people are not living their dreams, and I'm not knocking people, because I've been in this situation and it is hard, but people are doing jobs that they hate, they don't enjoy, they're in relationships that they don't want to be in, they're in a life that they don't want to be in, and it's because they're not facing the fears, they're not taking responsibility, and they're not doing what a lot of you have done on this channel right now. They're not gone through that suffering, through that difficult experience that challenges all of us. But no challenge, no growth. No growth, no satisfaction. No satisfaction, no happiness, no purpose, no meaning. This is a great exercise. Live streaming whilst walking and also holding the phone up after doing weights and boxing this week, and my arms are killing me. This light phone feels like 200 kilos. Yeah, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I'm working with a client at the moment. The guy's amazing, Philip. And I'm not joking, guys, right? This is the truth. And this is the truth of a lot of my clients. When I first met Philip, I knew he was committed by his email. I sensed it. I've been coaching for 10 years. I can tell when someone's when they're gonna succeed and they're gonna put the work in. I knew it. When I first met Philip, he was quiet, he was shy, anxious, like a lot of my clients, like I was. After working with him now for several months, he's completely transformed. The guy is brave as hell. He's facing everything. He's done public speaking. He's been on 11 dates. He's started his own coaching business. He's gone to improvisation groups. He's doing fitness. He's traveling. And that's because he's mastering the practice of facing his anxiety, facing the suffering, going through that difficult experience. How to know if a girl likes you? Well, good question. That's a good question. That's a very good question. And that's difficult for me to answer because it could be very simple, it could be very complicated. Well, I think your gut tells you. I think your instincts will tell you when a girl likes you. But when you're talking about body language, a girl will she'll give you eye contact. She'll look at you differently. She will laugh. She will tease you. She will be interested in what you've got to say. She will tell you things about herself that might be personal, things that are meaningful to her. That's a sign that a girl likes you. She will be responsive to your conversation. What else is there? Well, that's it. You know, I'm talking about in person. If you're talking about over message, she will message you. You know, she will invest in you. That's a great sign. A girl will invest in body language, eye contact, smiling, doing her hair, laughing, giggling. Sometimes when a girl likes you, she might not say anything because she's nervous, she's shy, she feels attracted to you. So it can go either way, but they're most of the signs off the top of my head. But I would say the key obvious one is your instincts will tell you. You know, if you listen to your instincts and your emotions and your intuition, it tells you when a girl likes you. You feel it. You get a sense. You feel it in your stomach. And the obvious signs are in body language. So that's how you know if a girl likes you. But the best way to find out, again, this is facing anxiety, is to ask her. Ask her out. If you like a girl and you're trying to figure out if she likes you and you can't figure out and you can't read body language and you're scratching your head, face your fear, be a gentleman, be respectful, and ask her out. Keep it simple, nice and respectful. Look, I've enjoyed talking to you. You seem nice. Would you like to go for a coffee with me? Nice and simple, nice and respectful, and that's how you're going to get results. You're welcome, Umar, you're welcome. Bobby says, I tapered down to 2 cups of coffee. I think it will disturb my sleep. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, you know. I'm starting to think that's a myth. There's some truth in it that coffee keeps you up, because it used to keep me up, but I think it depends on the life that you're living. But look, it can, but it depends on the person, because I've drunk cups of coffee and had the best sleep. So sometimes it's psychological. If you believe that coffee's going to keep you awake, then it will. But if you just sort of drink the coffee and enjoy it and get on with it, you'll get to sleep. But I guess it's down to the individual. You guys enjoying the stream? Yeah, I know that people seem to enjoy the videos more outside than when we're stationary. I can understand that. Yeah, the streets are empty, reason being obviously because of what's happened, because of the Queen passing away, and it's a bank holiday today. By the way, guys, I forgot to let you know, I've got a weekend confidence program next weekend in London, and I've got some spaces available. If you guys would love to sign up and come on, send me an email. My email address is below all my videos, and I'll get in touch. And if you're right for the program, and you think I'm the right person to help you to get over your anxiety with talking to women, dating and getting the right relationship, then you can come on the program. I've been running these programs now again, and I've thoroughly been enjoying them. Did a lot of programs. Did a weekend program recently with a guy a really lovely guy from Estonia. A week before that, I did a program with a good friend of mine from France. Really, very successful. Really enjoying the programs. I did not a weekend program. I did about an 8-day program with a good friend and client from America. So, you know, I'm really grateful for the business at the moment, and the clients are doing great results. I've switched to decaf, have you? Well, that's the good thing about coffee, isn't it? There's many different coffees. When I first started, the first coffee I had was a latte. And I actually first tried coffee with my mentor, Jeff, and I was doing the sessions with Jeff. It was the first time I tried it. I think I first tried coffee, I was 32, 33 years of age, and got a taste for it. Stayed on the lattes for about a year. Drifted off from the lattes onto the cappuccino. Gone from cappuccino to mochas, and now I'm kind of going between cappuccino and mochas. I think my friend gave me an Americano, so I'm enjoying trying the different coffees. Wow, even Tesco's is shut. Oh damn, how am I going to get my salmon today? We'll figure it out. There's a lot of shops shut. What? A few open. Do you know what, Umar? I used to like football. I've completely gone off it. I appreciate it. I used to be a big Chelsea fan. My family are, but I'm not really into football anymore, to be honest. I love what I do. I'm into the coaching business. I love boxing, so I don't really watch football. I watch the World Cup, but yeah, I'm not really into it anymore. It's really strange. I used to love it growing up. I used to play it all the time. I used to cry when Chelsea lost. I was so passionate, and then all of a sudden, I just completely went off it. It's one of them things. How do you manage to speak in public? That's a nice question. I just do it. I don't think about it. I just do it. I just get into a mode. I do it, and I don't think about it. So that's how I do it. I just do it and don't think about it. And it comes with practice. I've been doing this for many years. So it's not that I don't have the fear. It's not that I'm a human, but I don't have enough fear to care what people think. And I get a good connection with you guys, and I don't think about it. That's all right, man. Listen, man, you guys haven't got to apologize, and you can just have a conversation with me, ask me questions. We're not in a classroom. You guys are respectful already, and I'm respectful to you. So you don't have to. Every question doesn't have to be in sync with the conversation. Just be yourself and say what you're going to say and ask the questions.
Pretty good, yeah.
Right, a few more minutes and I'm going to finish up. We've been going for about 42 minutes. It's been a great day today. Yeah, if anyone wants to work with me, I'm doing business coaching, dating coaching, anxiety coaching, and I kind of put it all in the umbrella of confidence coaching. So at the moment, that's what I'm doing. I'm helping people to start their own coaching business. I've got my own strategy and how I do it. I built a successful business, so I teach that. And I'm helping some of my clients to overcome social anxiety, some of my clients to get a relationship. So that's what's going on at the moment. If any of that appeals to any of you, it's pretty simple. Just send me an email. I'll get back to you in 48 hours. And if I can help you, I will. And if I think that I can't help you, it isn't personal. I'll tell you respectfully. I'm not able to help you with what you need, but you'll find someone who can help you. So there you go, guys. And my email address is below all my YouTube videos. It's johnnyberber88@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll get back to you. If you've got any questions and you want to work with me long term, I'm happy to get on a Zoom call with you. I won't charge you for the Zoom call. Obviously the coaching's paid, but for a conversation to inquire about coaching, to ask me questions, we can get on a Zoom call. I'm happy to talk to you. Also as well, if you can't make next weekend's confidence program, I'm going to have some dates. I'm going to do a program in October, November and December. So there'll be 3 new dates, and I'm going to send a newsletter out for those dates on my newsletter, and I want to make a YouTube video letting people know, because I know sometimes you need time to book on the program, so I'll give you enough notice so you guys can look at your calendar and decide. I would say take action as soon as you can. Don't wait for 2023 to come at you, and then you're going to feel like, why didn't I take action? Do it now. In terms of coming to America, I'll be honest, I don't feel excited about coming right now. I will be. I just got back from Germany recently and I loved it. I am likely to be doing a program in Poland or Germany, and we'll see. You never know, right? We'll see. But at the moment, it's probably a no for America. But I love my American fans. I appreciate them. They're great people, great support. And I'm grateful for the business that I get from the States and Canada over Zoom in person. So it's great, man. I've always had a real love for the Americans and the support they've given me, and then the friendship. So that's how I feel. But at this moment in time, I just don't feel inspired to go to the States right now. But that could change later on. Oh, Sainsbury's closed as well. You're joking me. Never mind. Is it? No, it's open. Great, wonderful. Guys, I'm going to finish up. I'm going to go to Sainsbury's and get my get some salmon. It was great. 45 minutes today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Let me know if you're interested in the weekend program next weekend in London. I'm taking 4 students. I've got a couple of spaces left. And if you need personal coaching, give me a shout. Good luck, guys. Remember, one